Hey, what up? It's K2 here, my man DC.
Absolutely in the building.
Hey, man. So, DC, it is Black History Month.
Yeah.
And what better way to really do something impactful for our community and look at the effects of technology and blacks in technology and bring one of the most significant people in the Bay Area right now and who's done things on CNN, Black in America, entrepreneur, currently working with AT&T 28 days on a huge project he's working on. Wayne Sutton. What better way would it be for us to really extend this conversation and introduce him? Ladies and gentlemen, Wayne Sutton, thank you for joining us, man.
Hi, K2 and team, and it's great to be here, and thanks for having me. And I'm really excited about Black History Month and the projects we're working on, and how we can make a difference and impact in the community and technology.
I think it's important, man, on a number of fronts to have you here because you can describe what's happening locally, abroad, really get into what it looks like from people who might not have ever thought that they could be an entrepreneur and create a startup. I'm really hoping you can add some color to that with your team that you got today. You want to introduce who you got with us?
Yes, most definitely. So in the room, we have Shaun from Oakland Digital, and he's the founder of Oakland Digital. And we also have Dan Miller, the founder of Fresh Sessions. So glad to have them in the room, and also Linda in the room as well. She's one of the co-founders of Oakland Digital, and we're excited to be here.
Mm-hmm. So let's get right into it, guys. Give us your perspective of blacks in entrepreneurship and technology and what the current state is.
So, great question. The current state of blacks in technology, it's an exciting time to be number one in technology, period, right? Mm-hmm. And you look at in terms of African Americans, like we are the number one consumers, number one, number two in terms of use of social media, whether it's Twitter, Facebook, Google+, Instagram, you name it, we were right there at the top. We're also the number one and number two consumers in terms of buying smartphones and tablets, so forth. And so it's like that is saying that we have opportunities, we are connected, we are digital, we are technically savvy. So now it's like, what can we do? And we look at the current state is saying there's multiple avenues of looking at states. So there's the community out here in Silicon Valley, San Francisco, Bay Area, Oakland, that's very connected to the technology community, immersed, doing a lot of things in terms of being the thought leaders or in the community, building mobile apps, building web applications, building social networks. Then we have African Americans in other metropolitan areas such as Detroit and New York and Austin and Atlanta. They're like, right there in tech, involved in tech. But then we go to like some urban small communities where it's like they don't know how to get started. They don't know what a hackathon is. They think it's like you hack into the government, you could do something illegal. Yeah. But no, it's like, no, a hackathon is something creative and inspiring in terms of what can you do in a weekend. They don't know what Startup Weekend is, right? There was just the first Black Male Achievement Startup Weekend in Oakland last weekend. And it's like, a lot of people don't know what a Startup Weekend is or so forth, or they have an idea and they don't know where to get started.
Are you comfortable? Are you happy about the current participation from blacks, African Americans in the technology climate?
No.
Okay.
No, because regardless of how it is in Silicon Valley, Bay Area, and also some of these major cities, in other communities like my hometown in North Carolina, like, the digital divide is very real. It's very real, very impactful. And the digital divide is like, we may have smartphones, but we may just be texting, right? Sure. We may have, tablets, but we're just looking at whatever type of video content, right? We have, these devices and then the internet, but it may not be up to speed. And the aspiration, the hope in that community in terms of saying what opportunities for me in tech, they still look at Mark Zuckerberg. They say it's not for me. And so they still look at like the opportunity to say whether I want to learn the code is like they don't know how to get started or what should I do. And so that's why it's really important for like programs like what Shaun and Linda's doing at Oakland Digital to be successful in Oakland, but also to help empower other communities to do the same thing and implement programs like such they have in Oakland.
So speaking on Oakland specifically, because I've been doing education work for a long time in Oakland, how do you guys feel like as Oakland Digital, you can change the way that Oakland youth see opportunities in digital?
Wow, that's a loaded question. Just to go to the mission of Oakland Digital, it's to bridge the digital literacy and opportunity divide, which you're addressing with young people. Kamante, who's here with us from East Oakland, he, for example, wants to be a rapper. He produces, he makes music. We all know young people love art, they love music. I said, why not you follow us to KMEL, because you love music, you want to go to KMEL, but why don't you produce things? Why don't we get you to produce things? Pick up a DSLR. He's like, what's that? It's that camera right in his hand right now. That's, Oakland Digital's inspiration, like create stuff. And so that's part of the divide is creating things.
Right.
Because retweeting is consuming still. Because you're not creating a tweet.
Sure.
with something like this is, hey, let's take these photos, let's get them uploaded, let's post-produce them in Photoshop, let's put it on a tweet, and let's get Wayne Sutton to retweet it. And let's do it for social good. And so that's how you bridge the digital literacy divide. And then bringing him out here to KMEL is the opportunity divide.
Right.
So
As
those are the
well
two
as,
things.
as well as actually, you know, putting a camera in a youth's hand and
Yes.
teaching him how to use that camera,
Absolutely.
and then teaching him to create content that's going to go into,
Right.
you know, the web and, you know, all over the place that may create another employment opportunity at a later space as well. Correct?
Absolutely. So the Inspire program that Oakland Digital has does just that. It goes to community colleges and local high schools, teaches them design.
Sure.
And then on top of that, the top students get on billboards. So you're inspiring the city, you're teaching them about computers. And then what we're implementing this year is we're adding the social media component. So now they not only design for billboards, but they also design our Facebook cover. So what that does is it introduces UI, UX, design elements that people in tech, like Wayne said, know. So Oakland Digital doesn't focus on coding, but the design aspect, because, you know, when you pop open Facebook, that's an interface. There's an experience aspect to it,
Right.
and design's blowing up in tech. So,
Wow.
shout out to Wayne Sutton for being a coach of Oakland Digital.
So what I'm hearing is beginning with the end in mind, in terms of seeing the opportunity. So Wayne, bring it full circle for us, man. You got the education side, you got the practical side here with Dan and his experience. Give us maybe some solutions or some things that we could think about, something you really experienced and how you turn it into an actual technology-based business.
So it starts with, you know, really the passion and desire, right? And you mentioned earlier, the comment was like, how do more African Americans, more blacks get involved in technology? And I was asked this question recently as well. It's like, could they think it's not, do you have to go to Stanford, MIT, or Harvard, have an MBA to be start a business or get involved in tech? Answer is no. What you really have to have is a passion to learn. And I think that starts there more than anything. And then, because there's always Google, there's always the internet, right? It's right there. And then, so it's like, and in 2014, you can go online and learn almost anything. And like, you don't have to like go to school. You don't have to go pay $1,000. You spend time watching TV. You can spend time an hour every day and learning how to, whether it's business development. It's not always about learning code as well. It's business development. You can learn about social media. You can learn about, you know, patent filing. You can learn about building mobile apps. You can, that's really where you have to start at. And once you learn, and have that passion, desire, then it's the aspiration into say, you know what, how can I move forward? And then, and the passion to say, no, I need to surround pieces around me to help me be successful and succeed. Whether it's mentors, whether it's sometimes me need to relocate, whether it's, you know, whether it's, actually being more outgoing and going to the events to craft your skill. That's where it starts at for us.
Do you know somewhere where folks can really just find that information?
I think a big resource that we all forget about is the community college system. I mean, just take a class in computer science. Don't even worry about coding and web design. Just think about the mindset of what it takes to be an engineer. Find a mentor. One of my biggest mentors and friend is MC Hammer. And he's the type of guy where he has impact and reach. So find a mentor.
Right.
It doesn't even have to be someone in tech. That's what I would suggest is look around your community and get inspired by your community.
I love it. Some real world solutions, some real practical, easy things you can do. Not easy because you still got to work hard at it. But it's like we talked last time when I was trying to understand how my skill translated into technology, you know, and as a radio programmer, we do shows, work with artists. We look at a lot of data because we basically are programming the radio for, you know, millions of folks to listen to each week. And you said that you told me I was a growth hacker. And I'm like, yeah, I like that. I'm a growth hacker.
Yes.
You know, at first I thought, you know, I had a bad like rash or something on like back or something like, hey, yeah, I'm gonna be a growth hacker. That's something growing. But no, literally it's growing and building audience. This is what it is. And you mature things and you market things, you promote them, you create integrations, man. And you got me like, yeah, I guess in case y'all better pay me a little bit more KMEL because Wayne said I'm a growth hacker, you know.
And you mentioned KMEL. It's a big deal for KMEL with this kind of platform to reach out to Wayne Sutton and Oakland Digital, Linda and Dan and myself, because we need groups like KMEL that have a big reach to promote good things that are happening in our community. So
well, that's what this
thank
is
you to
about.
KMEL.
No, absolutely, man. You currently, Wayne, are doing a more extensive piece for the entire month of February with AT&T, 28 days. And talk to us a little bit about what this opportunity is online.
So what this opportunity is, it's an online challenge to work with Oakland Digital and AT&T in terms of supporting Black History Month, right? And what does that mean, right? Black History Month is always a time to reflect on the past, but it's also a time to how can we examine ourselves and learn how to inspire each other to make history or get involved with community program such as Oakland Digital. So this is just Dan is just one member of the team. And also we have
Sure.
Tracy, Mari, and Misty who's on the team. And our hashtag is pound 28 days ODALC. And so we're creating social media content around Oakland Digital, around the challenges that the team has each week. And it's a contest. And so it's a contest between the team. We are the technology team,
Sure.
of course, out here in the Bay and Oakland and so forth. And we versus MC Light, who has the entertainment team, and Olympic athlete Sonia Richards-Ross, who has the health team. And so our team is are very proud of the team and the passion we put forth and the content we're creating. And the challenges are directly related to supporting the community, supporting the nonprofit Oakland Digital.
Hey, man, this is awesome, man. I'm excited about this. I think DC and I specifically are passionate about it, and probably are more our pioneers. DC more practical from an Oakland level. Myself being a Chicagoan and being here, it's our life's work. Like, we hear about a lot of stuff that people succeed at, but let's talk about some stuff we failed at.
Yeah, there's tons of failures out there.
Tons of funny failures,
those matter.
but I think that's important for our community.
Yes,
Specifically, it's Black History Month. Even let's get outside of our community. People that need real mentors, and one of the real benefits of a mentor is for them to tell you what they struggled at. And it helps them. They're a little vulnerable and exposed. They don't have to expose it to a whole group of people. I'm going to tell you, so you can at least get it. You don't have to, so that doesn't get ahead of, my goal, which is to, succeed. But the goal here is for people to actually achieve, become participants in each of these programs we're talking about at whatever level.
Yes.
And make it a cycle, man. So anybody else you want to recognize?
So like Wayne said, hashtag 28 days ODALC. It goes by impressions and engagement. I want to shout out Zendaya with 4.13 million followers, just retweeted that. Hammer's been retweeting us on a daily. Oakland in the house, Inspire Oakland. So really excited to have Oakland, the powerhouses of Oakland represent, but let's get everyone else. Let's get the community involved. Yeah. We're definitely down with KMEL and the movement you're doing.
Listen,
so thank you again.
It's all good. I'm thinking wherever we at in the world, DC, we got to do this somehow.
Absolutely.
And pull everybody together, because it's too much power. It's too many jewels. And this can be our contribution, at least, to pay it forward.
Absolutely. And I want to thank you guys for absolutely being out there and doing this work, because it's what we really need right now to be able to be successful and to empower these youth in a way that can make them feel like they can go out and, be in the tech field and be in the nonprofit field and actually do great work.
We're forgetting about women in tech. So Linda, just a quick word from Linda.
I mean, we really can't do it ourselves as individuals on our own. It's really, truly teamwork that makes the dream work. That's really all I got to say.
Linda, part 2, I really want to kind of get into some of those female challenges and some specific things that I'm sure you're doing right now, and kind of talking about the cycles of the future and the current state of things too. So please don't think we forgot you. Right. I know we need you back next time to do part 2. Wayne, thank you, man.
Thanks for having me, K2. And this is an awesome opportunity. And this is about inspiring and giving hope.
Man, it's giving me chills, brother, because I'm sorry. For real, because I think about this is kind of, we solving a violence problem.
Absolutely.
Oh, absolutely.
Because I think in our hoods, we don't know other ways to make money sometimes and how to create opportunity other than hustling and now hustling the next person.
Yeah.
I mean, the reality of the situation is the struggle is economics. So, when it comes down to empowering yourself economically, you got to have a trade or a skill. And if this is something that folks can learn to empower themselves to get out of the situations that, maybe they've seen and they've thought that were normal, but absolutely aren't normal, then, I mean, we're giving these folks jewels.
And one more thing is that from working in East Oakland and West Oakland, they have other struggles. Like, let's remember that. Like, tech is not at their priority list.
Right.
Living and housing, as I just found out this morning, is a problem. They're looking through lists to find a place to live. How can you think about tech? So I think that let's bring it back to the roots.
Real talk.
And think about the people that we're helping.
Real talk.
Sounds good.
All right. I'm doing something. Hey, next time we'll talk to you soon. Thanks for listening.